Mario, first thing I want to talk a little bit about is Array of Hope. Tell us a little bit about what it is and what you guys produce.
Well, Array of Hope is a multimedia organization. We essentially produce multimedia concerts with visuals and music and sharing and talks, really for the church at large, and really just try to draw people back to the importance of family, the importance of marriage, the importance of really trying to find purpose in your life and directing yourself toward God. And it's not what I always did. It's just something that I came to later in life using my gifts and talents, and I felt a calling to use what I do and what I developed over the years to draw people back to God. Essentially, it's an event. It's a musical concert that has musicians and lighting and smoke, and on the side there's screens and there's laser lights. So it's really designed to make it a very exciting, appealing event. So the screens are there to augment the music visually, but they're also used with short little transitional videos and stories to get from one topic or sentiment to another. So there might be a topic on maybe bullying or children, difficulty of families, and we have like a sort of like a short little 2-minute storyline leading us to the next segment. It really, it's designed to really just draw people into a sense of entertainment initially, but then we kind of reveal the importance of the message that we're trying to make them understand, and that's just really a medium that we use to direct them toward fulfillment, a sense of peace, a sense of God, a sense of unity, and really just drawing the family back together. I mean, there's so many families today are divided, not in sync with one another, and the culture doesn't really help that. It portrays the family in a negative way. So we're just trying to be very positive in a culture that sometimes is contrary to that message.
Again, I'm going to keep saying it, and I'm not blowing smoke. I love this whole concept. I love what you're doing and the way you're utilizing it. Because my wife and I were talking the other night about how when we grew up, there was music in the house. My parents' music, there was a radio on, there was a phonograph on, and we all got exposed, as kids, got exposed to their music. Yeah. Today, everything is so individualized that there is no, you don't get together to watch your TV show at night. My wife was talking about her family did a family night for a movie, and they would get together. So there's really, even, going to a show, there's no activity that you can really call on that draws, people together. And you said the key word, which is key. It's Faro City's, one of our mission statements. It's got to be entertaining before it can be engaging, before it will have learning value.
Right.
And you jumped on that, obviously, because of 40 years of doing what you do. Yeah. So give me just an overview of, some of the major steps that you came up through.
Yeah. We shared this together when we first met, right, Joe? We have similar backgrounds. I started out as a singer-songwriter. I hate to say it, in the 70s. Tried to make my way and got a publishing deal and tried to peddle songs. But then, I got married, started raising a family. I needed some sort of continuous sort of income. Got the ideas that, I didn't want to do anything else but music, so I was fortunate enough to start a recording studio. I loved recording and built a recording studio, and from there it led to, building a bigger studio where we could actually film videos in there, and it ended up being sort of a multimedia center where we would be able to record commercials, also jingles, and music videos. I was doing a lot of different types of projects and work, and that's sort of my journey. It started out very small, and I had a desire to do what I loved. I wouldn't compromise with that. It's much harder today, I have to say. There was a lot of opportunity for musicians to just be able to play in clubs or a wedding band or whatnot in the 80s and 70s and 80s, but and even have a successful studio. I had a really successful studio probably for about 25 years outside of New York. We did a lot of New York business, but weren't charging the New York rates, which made us very attractive as a studio. And I did that, I only got rid of my studio maybe, 5-6 years ago when I went
wow.
when I went all in with this organization, Array of Hope, and I built a small production studio here in New Jersey as well, where I'm essentially doing the same thing, but now I'm creating content, music, and films, for the church. When you kind of do it and you're self-employed and you're just trying to survive, I think it's just the nature of the game. You reinvent yourself like every 5-6 years.
Yeah,
now it's even more so. So don't get too comfortable. Just constantly be developing and keep your ear to the pavement and see where the very the fluctuations and the variances and things that are happening, so you can adapt. I mean, we have to learn to adapt.
Kind of walk us through from go through a tour of your place, a virtual tour, if you will.
Well, we have typical. I'm in my office right now. Then we have a virtual room that we built where a lot of our events now are virtual, and we modeled a virtual event after our live events. So we actually developed a virtual green room and a virtual live interactive component to our events, similar to what you and I are doing, Joe, but we actually do it in front of an audience of hundreds of people, along with performing music and telling stories and playing films. It's based on our OTT platform, which is called it's Over the Top. It's like a Netflix platform. If I could plug, if you go to your app and download Array of Hope, you'll see our platform, and we have hundreds of films and music on there now, and we have the virtual component there. So we have a virtual room that transmits, that's wired to our entire studio. Then we have a control room that one of our engineers is there that works on our upcoming mixes and music. Along there we have our video editor and production guys that work in there regarding our films. And then we have a small little room that it's like our all-purpose room. We shoot videos in there. We have a green screen in there. We do recording. We record our podcasts in there. We have meetings in there. Kind of does everything. I mean, quite frankly, we're busting out of the studio now, and we're looking to move probably in about a year. But that's sort of it. I mean, if you go to our website at arrayofhope.net, you'll see pictures of the studio, and you'll see sort of, what the stuff looks like. Scacciaferro and Costabile.
Very good. This is for our international brethren.
You never know. You never know who's listening. You never know.
Yeah. I mean, my name gets abused so much over the years.
That's a great name you got me. Scacciaferro. I love it.
Well, you can say it appropriately. I've heard everything from Scacciaferro to we used to sit, my kids, myself, all of us, our whole family. We'd sit in the classroom and just wait and watch the teachers suffer through.
Yeah. It's all perspective, right? Some people call it mozzarella when it's mozzarella.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Is it sauce or is it gravy?
That's a big one. That's a huge one. And I've still not resigned it to, is it a region? Is it American?
No. Let's settle it right here on your channel. It's sauce. Salsa is the Italian pronunciation. La salsa, which means sauce. It's not gravy, folks. All right? That's Americanized.
Thank you.
That's like second and third generation. I don't want to put anybody down.
I love you so much now. I'm done. Conversation's over. We can end it right here.